Are you nervous about tomorrow?
Shit, yeah.
This is what's happening tomorrow. Our 5+ ton aluminum catamaran that we've been building for the last 3 months is about to fly through the air, suspended by a crane, as we flip her over from the upside down position that we've been crafting her by piece by piece. We've been feeling the pressure for weeks as our flip date crept in on us closer and closer, and now we're in the home stretch. But we're not in this alone, and we're bringing in some of the best reinforcements in the business for this huge milestone that we're about to tackle.
We're just in the final push.
Pretty good, Dan. I say we lock it in.
Let's flip this bad girl, eh?
What's going on? It's like really loud.
Can you hear me okay?
It's like so loud out there.
There's a lot going on today in the shop. Basically, there's 3 things going on. Dan and Kurt have been welding like madmen. And I think they welded all through the weekend. In fact, Dan said he hasn't taken a day off in like 20-something days, which is crazy. So everybody's working super hard for this push to get the boat ready to flip over. They got a lot of the interior welded over the last couple of days, the inside, and now they're starting to work on the seams on the outside and just kind of like working their way back. And then Nick and Rob are in doing sanding. So they're kind of like sanding the bottom parts of the hole. They're the top parts now, but when we flip it, it'll be the bottom. And it's a heck of a lot easier to sand stuff where you can use gravity to your favor instead of like burning your arms like this. And then my task for this morning is to cut some of the temporary supports out from our salon area and then weld in some different ones that will allow the machine to come in, lift this up, pull it out, and then I could show you. It's probably better to show you than.
It's so loud in there.
It was wishful thinking that we'd be able to film in the middle of the welding and sanding mayhem. The noise is so loud that you could barely even pick up our voices on the camera, let alone actually hear what we were saying. But as they say in the biz, Jordan will fix it in post. My first main task was to remove all these bars here to create space for the new supports that I'll be welding in later. I'd also be upcycling these pieces to create some diagonal supports to keep the whole walls from flexing in or out during the flip. I had a lot more work to tackle on this project in the coming days, but meanwhile, the endless welding and sanding continued. The relentless sound of multiple welders and grinders going off simultaneously for literally days on end is something that will be etched into my mind forever. The welding is pretty self-explanatory. Every joint and seam on the boat needs to be welded completely inside and out. The sanding, however, is a bit more open to interpretation. With aluminum boats, you have the option of lots of different looks and finishes when it's all said and done. Different grits and sanding patterns can give you lots of different options for the final look. And then of course, you also have the option of painting it as well. We actually really love the look of raw aluminum, and we're planning on leaving the majority of the boat unpainted. So the way we do the sanding is pretty important. We decided on a natural brushed aluminum look that we think looks beautiful, and we proceeded to set in on this huge job. After timing how long it took to complete 1 square meter, we worked out that it's about 200 hours of work to do the entire hull. And with only a few days before the flip, we had to be choosy about where we put in our labor. Meanwhile, back home, some less noisy progress was also being made.
Well, Brian has been busy in the shop this week and everybody's just sanding and welding. I've been spending some time here at home because it's a lot easier for me to do this here. I've been really starting to crank down on the interior. So I think we're gonna start in the kitchen. And I mean, I do have a lot of experience sailing, being, you know, seeing different boats and kind of knowing what I want, but it's a lot to learn. And I feel that for you to kind of ask the right questions to the people that we're going to work with, I have to gain knowledge myself. So it's been a steep learning curve the last couple of days, and I've been spending a lot of time on the computer just trying to understand the different materials, different options, what the pros and cons are with each. And since we're starting in the kitchen, if we're gonna start working on how much space we have, even understanding everything, I built this model. This is it. It's to scale 1 to 100. Printed out a little person to be able to kind of like just stand and look and stuff. So before we fly to Sweden, I realized that I'm gonna have to decide exactly what we need, what we want for like fridges, freezers, stove, countertop, oven. So our cabinet maker can start kind of mapping out that stuff. I've kind of printed out the fridge that we want. We're gonna put the oven here. And then trying to understand these spaces. So actually, first I had kind of like a waterfall effect here on the countertop, where the countertop was gonna go down. But I don't know, this is so interesting because I was so set on it. I was like, yes, it's gonna be this like waterfall edge and it's gonna go down. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I don't think it's a good idea. Like, we're constantly looking at weight, and I also think it would like box off this area here. And as soon as I cut it and kind of like looked at it, I was like, yeah, we should not have that. So this is what I love about models and kind of like working in this space. Like, something can look very nice even on a render, and then all of a sudden you realize different things depending on the different medias you're working with. So I've also started working on some color stuff, looking at different colors, different, you know, veneer versus a laminate, different woods. I think we kind of picked out, we're gonna have like a darker floor. So me and Brian spent a lot of time in the floor store. So we're gonna have this kind of like darker floor. So I think we're pretty set on that. Both of us really like that one. So from that, you know, I printed that out, just kind of see how we feel, play around with some different colors, different textures. It's really exciting, but it's also like completely overwhelming because you start researching something and you realize that there is like a million options when it comes to everything, which is nice, but can also be a little bit much. Yeah, getting there, slowly. Mel was giving me like a pep talk. So I was like, oh my God, there's too many options. And she was like, you know, we just have to decide one thing at a time. We're getting there, we're getting close on the kitchen. So this is where I'm at while Brian is welding with the boys in the shop and Sierra's at daycare. I wonder what Brian is up to in the shop.
Morning, it's a beautiful one. This morning, woke up and it was a little foggy. It's kind of like burnt off now, but I hadn't seen that yet. But yeah, sun's shining and we're just in the final push, finishing things up before we flip the boat this weekend. Everybody's been working super hard. and I've kind of been doing some prep work the last couple of days to get things ready for the flip under the boat. So let me show you what I've been up to. Morning, Nick.
Morning.
All right, so been welding up here. So loud. So I put on some extra support here and here and here. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this later because I can't even hear myself talk.
The filming was a bit chaotic these last few days, but here's the basic rundown of how the supports all came together. I welded up what basically amounts to a giant roll bar right under the stern. This is strong enough to support the whole weight of the boat with the help of a temporary support that the bow will rest right on top of. Now we could remove the rest of the jig that was welded onto this massive beam on the floor. Delos 2.0 is now sitting on her own, completely detached from the floor and ready to get airborne in just 2 short days.
Look at this wide open space now, huh? It looks so cool. I got those mounts welded under the boat, the temporary mounts. I couldn't really tell you because it's so freaking loud in there, but the boat is just gonna sit on top of them. It doesn't need to hold the boat anyway because the whole boat is, the structure's welded together and it's very strong and very rigid. We're just supporting the weight now, and so when the machine comes in to pick it up, it'll literally just lift it straight off those mounts. And so my next task is, these are the lugs. So these are gonna be welded to the underwing girder, and Dan's about ready to do that. So I've been tasked with prepping them. Let me show you what I'm supposed to do. So I just need to take the grinder and cut down the edges so that we have about a 6 mil thickness on the bottom, which will allow Dan to get a really nice penetrative weld because the aluminum on the girders isn't that thick, and I think this is probably like 20 mil. And so in order to get good penetration on this without blowing holes through the thinner aluminum, I need to grind a little bit off and make it thinner, and then he'll do a little fillet weld. Okay, get on it.
I made my way up to the bridge deck where we'd be placing the lugs, and before we could do anything, we need to get rid of all the dust and prepare the space to weld. A job made a bit easier with your standard variety leaf blower.
Do you think I'll be able to hang my hammock off of it when we're done? I think so. It'll hold me? I think so.
These lugs will definitely do more than just hold my hammock. They'll be the first point of connection for the crane as we pull 5.2 tons of aluminum out of the workshop. The crane will come in and lift Delos 2.0 straight up and off the ground, just enough to clear the remaining supports. And then she'll reverse right out of there, all using only the lugs for support. Then we'll set her back down before reconnecting to the crossbeam on one end and some other big lugs on the skeg, which we're about to install now.
Looks good on the pitch that way. You haven't got a mallet, have you?
On the piss means crooked, huh? Okay.
Sorry, mate.
No, I like it.
Happy? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, looking pretty good, Dan. I say we lock it in.
Lock it in, Eddie.
Lock it in.
The most important tasks before the flip were now complete. All the support structures are finished, and the connections points we'll use with the crane are rock solid. Of course, there's always a million more things that we could do, but overall, we're feeling pretty ready. Our work in the shop was done, but we still had one more mission before the day was over.
We are at the airport to pick up a very special visitor.
VIP guest.
I don't know, we're a bit lost. We don't know if he's arrived already.
I'll call him on Facebook. Okay, bye. Why doesn't, I don't understand why he doesn't just call us.
Where is he?
Why does he call Donna in Florida and then Donna in Florida calls us?
Where is he?
I don't know where he is. He's somewhere.
So confused.
See him.
Oh, there he is.
I can see him. Think he's
no.
upset?
Probably. Hi,
I can see you. There you go.
found you!
Terrible 35 hours of travel.
Oh, I know.
Are you ready to party or what? Good to see you.
What's going on?
You ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
How was the travels?
We're late. We're backed up. Security stopped me because I had that star drill bit for you. They want to know what that was.
All right, ready?
Ready.
Is this your first time in Australia?
It is.
You've been practicing?
Boy, them, right?
Sierra, are you excited that Grandpa is here?
Yeah, we're gonna be bunkmates.
Do you want to show me where Grandpa is going to sleep? Show me.
Yeah.
Oh, this is such a sweet room for you two. Where is Grandpa going to sleep? Right there?
Is that where I'm gonna sleep? Let me try it out.
Sierra, what are you gonna do if Grandpa snores?
You're gonna wake me up. You're gonna say, Grandpa. Shh. Grandpa. Shh.
How excited are you, Sierra?
No, not your
Finally,
knee.
we've been waiting for Grandpa for a week.
Like my fashion?
Look at you. Fashionable. Come on, Nugs, let's show Grandpa the boat.
Come on, let's go boarding.
Hold Grandpa's hand in the yard, okay?
Wow, there it is. Wow, look at that.
Prepare to meet the guys. This is Nick. This is Nick the apprentice. This is Rob.
How you going?
There he is.
Good to meet
G'day,
you.
mate.
How are you, buddy?
There he is, Dan the man.
How you going, mate?
Look at
Hi.
that. Get on with your bad stuff. Yeah,
Nice shirt.
Yeah.
Hey,
Look at
look at
this.
that.
I'm 3 layered. I got Patello shirt.
Looking sharp.
Things are good? Feeling
Yeah.
good?
Yep.
Yeah?
I think so.
We're there?
Well, I think we're there.
All right.
We're about as there as we can be, I think. Down the side here, right? We're stacking down the side here.
We're preparing at the shop today. The flip is tomorrow and we're gonna have a patron meetup and barbecue today. It's really cool to have this opportunity for the patrons to come and just like meet some of the people that we've been chatting with online for a long time. And I also know that some people that we've met a few times before that has come to Mexico and Annapolis, like Barbara, for example. It's really cool to see her again. We met her quite a few times on other patron meetups. Shoo!
Cheers,
Queensland's
Queensland's best. What do you reckon, Kaz?
Yes.
All good? Good to go?
All good to go.
Let's
Are
go.
you nervous about tomorrow?
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's flip this.
Done it before.
Let's flip this bad girl, eh?
Flipping the boat is a huge milestone in the build, and besides some of the inevitable jitters, we felt so incredibly proud of our team and what we've managed to accomplish in such a short amount of time. It's a pretty indescribable feeling to literally watch your dreams become a reality right before your eyes. And it felt even better to be able to share the excitement with some of the people who've made all this possible, our amazing Patreon family. We're beyond grateful for all the love and support you've given us throughout all the years and chapters of this voyage. So for now, we kick back, share a few cold ones,
All right.
Am I in it?
Now you have to leave the
Okay, I'm gonna be in it.
Okay, everybody say 1, 2, 3, Kaza!
That was 2.0.
Oh, yeah, okay. Redo.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go!
and tomorrow, it's time to get down to business.
This is absolutely insane.
This is the wildest thing I've ever seen.
Have a blowout and then I'll
Blow
come
away,
out.
buddy. Give her a good, give her a good blow, Dan.
Give her a good blow. Alright. Check our well.
Is that how we check our wells, Dan?
Nah. Gotta kill the music.
Here we go.
Woohoo!